John. John Smith. Nice to meet you. I was tracking you down through the old Johns Manville School District. We were trying to get contact information, so John McCarthy could call you to let you know who were John.
Yes, Dan.
I ended up talking to some of the newspapers who really helped. Right now, we're trying to keep it as hush hush as possible, but if you don't know you're coming over, it worked out.
Extensive research time. Good deal.
How many years ago is that now? 15, you know, I was talking to Michael Hardy 40 years ago. Oh, and I watched those games, and it seems, in one way it seems close, and then on the other side, you know, I'm glad I'm there. So, you know, I get to see a lot of the WIAC teams. It's easy to go to Oshkosh and get the biggest gym that's ever filled. Well, maybe now they can one of them. So. Right, Coach? Pretty easy. Well, it was always easy to get a ticket there as opposed to going to Platteville. Right.
That's true.
I would have had to go. I had to be in the gym at noon.
It just seemed like we were in some big canyon when we played it out.
Oh, it's, yeah, and then now they have that old beat-up couch that somebody left on the curb. They put 2 students at the end of it. Oh, that's crazy. Maybe about 5, 6 years ago. I think that's the last time I've been up there for a game.
Are you going in?
Yeah, John.
John. Oh, from Winona State. Michael Flowers' brother. Michael almost came to play for you last year. You know that?
No.
I had to talk Flowers out of playing for Winona. I heard rumors he wanted to keep.
The New England team has a pretty good resumption.
Boy, Michael actually had it.
La Follette,
Really.
right? La Follette High School.
No other D1 scholarships, which is typical of big players that develop in
Yes.
2 and 3 by the time they're juniors.
Good. How are you?
We'll be free. My wife, Christina.
Mel Peterson. Hi, Christina. Nice to meet you.
Good.
Good.
All right.
Good morning.
How's Dan? Good. Good to see him. Yeah, good to see him. In fact, I just. Oh, right. Arab. So they were talking out the lot.
Is this first part in here?
Yeah, we're going to be right.
Okay, we'll be right in here.
Hey, David. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. The website.
Well,
Thanks so much for being here. Absolutely. You see Tim about the silk. Oh, really?
But Gary does.
So where are you located?
Indianapolis.
Been there, just grab a seat and ready to go.
Perfect time. Have a seat.
We're doing it here right now.
trying to remember tonight enough.
I was overseas.
We got the lead. I didn't, by the time I got the riddle card, I love Marty.
But by the time you paid for separate.
It's different. It is.
It's good.
We get everybody, please, just have a seat, please. We're gonna go ahead and get going. Everybody can just grab a seat. We're gonna go ahead and get going, please. Okay, good.
How are you, folks? I'm Jim Nelson on the selection committee, and welcome to
This is my wife's sister.
But I'll be ready tonight. I'm renting this out. College basketball coach. Congratulations. 91 lives up in Silicon Worcester. I'll give him your regards. I'm going to call him tomorrow. Okay, cool.
Finish your story. Your wife did what? Sitting down to get ice? Yeah, try to find ice.
His son is
I've talked to the guy downstairs. The third floor all the way down. The first floor all the way down. The second floor is right by the elevator.
Yeah, I went right by the elevator. Second don't know, you gotta ask a little bit. Keep your ears open. Makes it out.
Jim Nelson.
It's easy to
oh my God, I was close to the line. He did about him 40. I couldn't regard
All right, get everybody seated. We're gonna go ahead and get started, please. Thank you, Coach Stacy. My name's John McCarthy. I think I know, certainly have met everybody here, or know everybody here for quite some time. And it's just hard to thank you enough for being here. This is like Christmas morning for me. This is something we got started, announced the creation of small college basketball in November of 2015. And we announced it with the creation of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame Classic, and the creation of the Bevo Francis Award to begin with. And now it has morphed over the course of time to the point where we now have the Hall of Fame in our fourth class now. We have the Hall of Fame Classic, which is in our fourth year here. We have a national awards show we built out with 4 national awards at this point. We bring in the national championship coaches from all the small college divisions, Division 2, 3, High Division 1 and 2, USCAA Division 1 and 2, and the NCCA Division 1 and 2 at the end of the year, make a big showcase with them. And our social media has really taken off with, in some cases, tens of thousands of people following along between website and social media outlets. So things have really begun to morph. But I go back to the beginning, and I'll just tell you a quick story, and then I want to run around and have everybody introduce themselves. But when we started this to begin with, the people that know me know that I tend to get excited and tend to get on a roll about stuff, and especially in the basketball world, or about great people. So I went down to Florida and talked with my parents about what I wanted to do, and I got on a roll with what we're going to do with the Hall of Fame and all these great people we want to honor and create this platform and serve these great people and on and on. And my dad's a good listener, and that's something I need to work on. And he, at the end of my rambling, my dad had said, this sounds pretty neat. He said, but 2 questions. He said, number one, he said, how are you going to pay for this? This is going to cost a bit of money. You're going to fly people in and put them up in hotels and build stages and lighting, sound and video and all this stuff. And I said, well, we'll figure that out. I'll go create some agreements with some people and figure it out. We're still working on figuring that out. People, credit card company love it. But at any rate, we're figuring that out. And the second question, he said, you're talking about some potentially big name people. He said, is anybody going to show up? And I got to tell you, the first day, the first induction ceremony, I had that in the back of my mind. My dad asking, is anybody going to show up? And honestly, as the kid who used to sleep with a basketball and literally shovel the driveway to shoot in Ohio and work on ball handling drills and down the basement with the X's and boxes on the wall, to stand up on that stage and introduce Earl the Pearl Monroe and Jerry Sloan and Lucius Jackson and eventually the Naismith family came, Dr. Naismith's granddaughter, Helen Naismith Carpenter and Jim Naismith, grandchildren, was truly a personal highlight. And every year we do this, this is really, truly a highlight. And so I just come back to saying thank you. I mean, I'm looking around here, and people come from Philly to Oregon to Wisconsin to Florida and places all in between the country to come here today. And this evening we'll see, give or take a little bit, 300, 350 people there to celebrate with us tonight. And then when we push the videos out later time, it's viewed by a lot of people around the country. And it's because of people like you that took the time to believe in what we're doing and show up. I just cannot thank people enough for taking the time and having the belief in what we're doing and the platform we've created, so thank you. I would like to start by just running around table by table. I know a lot of side discussions have happened at individual tables in the last 5 minutes, but last night a lot of people met each other. But I want to make sure everybody knows everybody else that is here. This is a select lunch very specifically for specific people. So if we don't mind, maybe we'll just start here with Doug and just run around the table. Just go one by one. If you don't mind, maybe just introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are.
Okay, Doug Palm, I'm a member of the Hall of Fame Selection Committee.
Bo Ryan, my way of Chester, Pennsylvania, to Wisconsin, Platteville, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and University of Wisconsin. And the best part is coming up now.
Kelly Ryan, 45 years of coach's life.
Can't top that. Silk Cozart from Tennessee, King College, received the Larry Smith Award.
I'm David Hanks. I'm the director of athletics at now King University, King College, and just here, and we're proud of Silk, and he's one of our more prominent alumni. And we're just thrilled to be here.
Mel Peterson, Wheaton College.
Larry Hilton, Evans Oasis, champion 64, undefeated champion 65.
Not too bad. Next, keep going.
I'm Shannon Lavelle. Larry's my dad.
I'm Cecilia White.
I'm Christina, the proud wife of World Be Free.
And I'm World Be Free, Philadelphia 76er ambassador and former 76er basketball player. Very glad to be here, sir. Definitely not looking at everybody around here.
Guilford.
And I'm sorry I'm overdressed right now, but I'm gonna be right tonight.
I'm Jim Nelson from Suffolk University in Boston, and I'm on the selection committee.
Larry Smith, Suffolk University, a big supporter of John McConnell.
And Elaine Smith, Larry's wife. Rose Statham, Harry's wife.
Harry Statham.
Michael Harper, North Park College, champion from 77, 74, 78, 79. There you go. Three-time Division II champion.
Yeah.
Danny Carroll, lucky enough to be Michael's coach.
Joanna McCarroll, Dan's wife.
My name is Laura Smith. I'm the wife of John.
John Smith, Winona State, national champions 2006 and 2008. We don't talk about 2006.
I'm Judy Miles from Oregon, a coach's wife of Danny Miles, and we have 6 children.
Danny Miles, Oregon Tech.
Wonderful, and I think, oh,
Oh, yes, who are you?
wonderful. I think many of you may have read the details about our Hall of Fame inductees this year. A quick note on the inductees. We have a total of 12 people in the class. The first class, and we'll talk more about this, I'll talk about it this evening, but the first class had 15 inductees, and each class thereafter, according to our guidelines, we have 8 to 12 members, and each year we've had 12 members in the class of 2017, 18, and now 19, of 12 members of the class. In this particular class of 2019, of the 12 members, 5 are deceased and 7 are living. And I'm really proud for the first time, all 7 living members of our Hall of Fame induction class are here with us. Each year, something has popped up with somebody. And this year, I'm just so pleased and proud that everybody is here. Larry Smith and Elaine are here. We created an award after Larry, and his story is remarkable. I can probably go on with this for a long time, but Jim will tell that this evening. And Silk is the winner of the 3rd annual Larry Smith Award, and Silk has a remarkable story we're looking forward to telling in front of everybody this evening. From an agenda standpoint, I just want to make sure everybody is clear on where we're going and how the rest of the day will flow. The idea here, just so you're aware, is to take this first 20 minutes to a half hour to go over the rest of the day and then the details of the induction ceremony itself. And then we'll go ahead and eat, finish up anything we may need to cover while we're eating. From an agenda standpoint for the rest of the day, we'll be here until roughly 12:20, 12:25, and we'll go the first press conference. We're going back-to-back press conferences. The first one is with the 7 Hall of Fame inductees that are here with us today. The press conference will be right in the Frontier Ballroom, which is literally right through those doors, and it's set up and ready to go. That's at 12:30. Immediately following that, there will be a press conference with the 8 head coaches from the Hall of Fame Classic that will be playing the next 2 days. And so you're welcome. Everybody here is encouraged to come to the press conference here that's open to the public, and anybody that have additional friends and family that happen to be here, they're welcome to be there for the press conference. You're welcome to stay for the second press conference. You certainly don't need to. Go back and take a nap if you want to. But you're certainly welcome to stay for that press conference if you would like to. Right after that, just so you're aware, I've got a coaches meeting with those coaches to review the protocol for the games coming up the next couple of days. And then all the inductees are back on stage at 3 o'clock. At that point, we're going to have a panel discussion, and that came out of, we did not do that the first year. The press conference the first year was so good, with the Hall of Fame inductees telling some wonderful stories, that afterwards I had a number of people come up to me and say, wow, those stories were fantastic. The players of today should hear that, and everybody should hear those stories. Is there anything you can do about that? So we decided by year 2 to start a panel discussion. And so what we do is we bring in all the players from the 8 teams that are here for the Hall of Fame Classic, along with their coaching staffs, and we open it up to others. Any friends and family that want to come, that's open as well. And the idea is to be able to pass on. I'll introduce each of the Hall of Fame inductees briefly, and then turn it over to questions, so that it becomes a little question and answer for roughly 45 minutes or so. We'll be done that about 3:45 or 3:50. And then we are going to be free for just a little bit. So you throw on your coat and tie if you don't have it on already, although Larry and his tie look phenomenal. I love that too. And I know you gave credit to your wife on that one. So. But at this point, I want to just stop in terms of the agenda and introduce Mary Supple, who is behind us in the Convention of Visitors, to talk about this evening in terms of transportation to and from the Hall of Fame induction and then the social afterwards. So Mary has been unbelievably great with details, making us look a whole lot smarter behind the scenes. So Mary, we're going to talk a little bit about this evening.
Sure. Well, John was wrong. It's not Christmas morning. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween. You're not being tricked. You really are being inducted, and it's such a treat to have you here in St. Joe.
That's a nice play on words.
Even if it's snowing now, we're still glad to have you here. Tonight at 5:45, we'll have a motor coach to take you.
4:45.
I'm sorry.
Since the induction ceremony starts at 5:30.
Yeah, 4:45. That's right.
And will there be a snowplow leading us?
No, the sun's coming out. It's all melting. So, but do be careful on the. I think there's still some slick spots if you're outside. So I'm sorry. At 4:45, the motor coach will be out front. So just be in the lobby, and we can take more than one trip. We'll probably have time for just two. So if you're running a little late, that's fine. We'll get you there. We have some shuttle cards we're using too. Hopefully all of you have my cell phone number. If you don't, I'm going to be around all afternoon. So just grab me. Get my cell phone number, and you can call me if you need anything the next couple days, especially if you need a ride somewhere. So John has that you will walk. Once you get to the Missouri Theater, the room 108 reception is just like around the corner down the street. Depending on the weather and how cold it is, we have the motor coach, so you could get on the motor coach and drive like a block.
It's literally about from where Mary's standing to the wall over there.
Right.
Maybe a little bit further, but not much. It's probably 50 yards, maybe 75
Right.
yards.
It might take you longer to get on the bus and off the
Is
bus.
that outside?
You got your scarf already. You're ready.
So the bus will be there. So don't, if you want to ride the bus, that's fine. Get on the bus at 9 and walk it. We'll be there to coordinate that. So the reception starts at 7:30 at room 108. The first shuttle heading back to the hotel will be at 8:30. So the shuttle will run back and forth. We'll probably have about time for 3 or 4 shuttles. The last one will leave at 9:45. So don't get another drink if you can't finish it by 9:45. Or call me and I'll take you home later.
I've got Uber on my phone.
And then Friday for the games, I don't know what time you all want to start heading down there, but we will have car shuttles to take you if you don't have transportation to the Civic Arena, starting about, the first game's at 1.
Correct.
At about noon, that might be a little early for some of you, but we can talk about, we'll have the cars here at noon. If you're going to the transportation, or to the airport that day, we can take your luggage with us. I know World B is the first one that needs to get out pretty quickly after introductions at halftime. So we'll have his transportation ready, and his luggage, and sweep him to the airport. And then if you need transportation back to the hotel, which some of you will, we'll have shuttles going back and forth. So I don't know how, if you're gonna stay and watch games all day, if you need to take breaks. But again, that's when my cell phone number will come in handy, especially Friday and Saturday. So if you need a ride back, I can just go to the arena and bring you back, and then even take you back.
Is there any of the Hall of Fame inductees specifically for the moment, since we're transportation not just to there, but to the airport, that did not have Mary's cell number? Okay, let's make sure we have a rental car.
Yeah, but that's still.
Yeah, that's okay. You might still need it for
Okay,
something.
just
but-
I'll make sure you have a number. And Larry, you need your number?
I don't have it.
You don't have it? Okay, we'll make sure you get it.
I have yours, Larry, in my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just make sure you get her number.
Okay,
so
I'll
she's
give it to
got
you. And then the same schedule on Saturday, I believe, for those of you that haven't left.
Is John Smith the only one that's going to be here on Saturday? Is everybody else leave on Friday at some point?
He leaves on Saturday, but he's got a rental. You had to change Saturday to Friday, so we've got that changed.
Okay, so we got you
But
taken care of. And with your rental car, you driving that back to the airport, or do you need a rental? Okay, so you don't need a ride to the airport?
You just have one ride.
Okay, so we just have the Smiths on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, we take care of it.
So can you explain the game day again?
Okay, so let me just handle that real quick. So there's really only one commitment, if you will, on game day on Friday. And that is that halftime of the first game is at 1 o'clock. At halftime of that game, we're going to introduce the 7 Hall of Fame inductees.
So how can halftime be at noon and?
No, it's not gonna be. No, okay, the first game's at 1 o'clock. So the introductions, give or take, are gonna be about 1:30, 1:40. And it'll be quick, because it's halftime. We only have, whatever it is, 10 to 12 minutes at halftime. We've got a script drawn up. So we'll pull you, so to speak, as Hall of Fame inductees to a certain area, so you'll be at the end of the court. And once you're there, we'll let you know that with 5 minutes left and a half or so, we'll have you come and meet in a certain place. We've got it in alphabetical order by last name. We'll introduce each Hall of Fame inductee. Everybody will stay at the center court. Everybody give a round of applause for you, and then World B's got to get to the airport right from there. And we find
You're not gonna have a run, are you, coach? You can't run no more.
You run now?
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk to that.
Okay, all right, so we walk behind World B.
So good question, Coach Miles just asked. In terms of the dress on that day, I'd say we probably want to make it consistent so that one person's not wearing a t-shirt, somebody else is wearing a tux. Let's turn that back to you. We hadn't addressed that yet. What would be preferable? What would be the appropriate dress you think you'd like to wear? Hey, you're not there, right? But I do want to make sure that somebody doesn't feel uncomfortable wearing if somebody's wearing a t-shirt, somebody else wearing a suit. Does everybody want to wear a coat? Is that
Some of it is dress over traveling.
Right, so you would have to be comfortable.
I'll be in a sweatsuit. Six sweatsuit.
Okay,
I'm
six
going back
sweat.
to work there back from there.
Okay. So how about this? Whenever you're comfortable, World B's going to be in a sweatsuit. Whenever you're comfortable with that day, we're going to announce you in front of everybody at the games. And then I realize that some people, like World, need to get out of there, and there's other people who don't have a flight till a couple people the next day. Maybe want to stay for the games or go visit with your friends. I know Michael's got a bunch of people in town. But the only commitment really that day is halftime of that first game. Other than that, you're welcome to stay and watch the rest of the games. You're welcome to take off after that and just coordinate any travel with Mary, though. If you need to get somewhere, you're already taken care of. You literally, there'll be a car waiting for you. As soon as you walk out, walk in the car, and you'll be fine.
We need to check out rooms before the game.
If you're not staying that night, then yes. Good point. So we need to check out of the rooms if you're not staying that night, because you're going to be there at least through mid-afternoon at the least.
So we can put your luggage in our cars if you feel comfortable with us keeping in the cars while you're at the arena, locked in there. As long as, it depends on how many people we have going, but it should all fit in one car.
And if you're not comfortable with that, there will be a room in the arena. We'll be able to lock your storage. Right when you come into the regular press boxes, a room they can keep there.
Tickets to get into the game?
Okay, so that's my next thing. You're way ahead. My credentials right here.
Saturday. So the last thing on transportation is Saturday, and a few of you are here. If you want to go to the arena and watch games, just let me know, and we can arrange the shuttle. If you need to come back to the hotel, fine. If you need to go right to the airport, so Friday and Saturday to the arena and back, we'll be around. We just need to know what you'd like to do.
Yeah. And for Larry and Michael, I'll make sure that you have Mary's number. I got it on my phone. I'll give it to you when we're done there. Okay, we good. Okay, I think we're good on transportation. And then, okay, thank you so much. Okay, I've got a number of other topics, but I want to pass a few things around. Before you keep one of these, what we've done in the past, and this has turned out really well, is we have all living inductees sign a program, or a whole set of them. So then I'll turn around and redistribute them so that each person here walks away with signed programs. Certainly I just give them to you, but I thought it'd be a nice touch if everybody's able to walk away with a signed program or two or three. So this will take a little bit. So the intent is to get this started. I'll start over here, Coach Ryan. I got pens. I'll give pens to each of you. And if we get paid. You're killing me.
We're in California. What do you think this is, the NCAA?
Sorry, I had a moment there.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with those programs and just circulate them around from one table to another. Those are for the 7 Living Hall of Fame inductees to sign on your, obviously by your picture. By the way, there's a bio for every one of you. So, ideally just sign them by your picture and pass it on to the next person, and we'll get pens. I'll see if I can get a few other Sharpies. I have regular pens to sort of back up. We just want to grab these. Here we go. And I'll look for sharpness. Here we go.
That's in the same way.
Okay, now to answer Larry Smith's question. We have credentials for everybody for the games. We do not need passes for anything today. The induction ceremony is different than we've done in the past. We are moving it to a theater. It's for those who've seen it, it's a really nice old theater. It's a really cool set. I think it's a 40-foot screen, and it's a really neat situation. But there's no tickets because there's no meal this year with it. For those that are, just so you're aware, there will be a full spread of food at the reception right afterwards. So we're going to walk in the reception. The reception is an invitation-only event, and so it is for everybody in this room, plus a few selected guests, the coaching staffs that are part of the Hall of Fame Classic. There's a few sponsors, a few honorary coaches that are part of it, but it's for everybody in this room, Hall of Fame inductees, plus a spouse or significant other, and everybody in this room. So it's this group, plus a few others with the coaching staff, etc. But there are no tickets for it. You know who you are. We'll walk into the room, whether you want to take the bus, but it's literally about 50, 75 yards out of the door. It's very close. In terms of the games the next day, these are the credentials. I have tickets, but I'm going to give each of you a credential. The credential is obviously your pass into the game, but in addition, these get you, for those who want to stick around for a little bit longer, this also gets you in the hospitality room where there's food and drink in the hospitality room. So I'll just start these kind of the opposite. You just take one and pass it around, please. And those will take care of your admission for tomorrow. There should be a few extra. I sure hope there are, because I've got a few people I've got to get them to. Each Hall of Fame inductee, we have got a small college basketball stitched shirt for each Hall of Fame inductee here. And these turned out really pretty nice. So rather than try to figure out everybody's size, I ordered a few extras and a few pretty good sized ones, knowing there's a few pretty good sized people here. So I'm just going to sit these up here when we are done with lunch, or at any point when we go to lunch. The 7 Hall of Fame inductees this year, please just come on and pick up your shirt here.
Larry, do you want Silk to sign it as well, or just leave it?
No. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. I forgot we have to do a page here. Yes. We haven't done that in the past. We created a page. So, actually, we've got a full page.
You want everyone?
Yes. Yeah, so everybody here gets a pass. Whether you're Hall of Fame inductee, spouse of Hall of Fame inductee, etc., award winner, everybody here gets a physical credential to get into the games. Just a couple more things, and then we'll go ahead and eat. If I can just get your attention for just a couple more minutes, bear with me. When we're finished here, when we're finished eating here, I want to steal the following people. I want to steal Harry Statham, Larry Smith, Silk Cozart, and those members of the Hall of Fame committee that are here. So Jim Nelson, Danny Miles, and Doug Palm. I'd like to steal those people afterwards. I've got something additional for those on the committee and those that are award winners or award namesake, so to speak, or if you happen to have won 1,000 games in your collegiate career and have an award named after the Harry Statham. So I'd like to steal those people right after lunch and before the Hall of Fame program. I have something extra for you. Now, okay, for tonight, this is actually quite important so that everybody's aware of how we're handling tonight. We have a very detailed agenda I put together on minute by minute on how everything is supposed to flow this evening. As Mary mentioned, the bus will pick up all of you here. And by that I mean the folks that are with the Hall of Fame inductees, a spouse, significant other, you are welcome to go on the bus. Or if you have other transportation, you're welcome to just take your car or an Uber or take a ride with somebody else. You're welcome to do that. Or you're certainly welcome. Everybody here in this lunch by design is welcome to take the bus. It's a legitimate bus.
That's 4:45.
At 4:45, correct. The induction ceremony starts at 5:30. And because I'm going to tell you how it's going to go, it's going to be relatively easy and smooth once we're in there. And it's going to go like this. The 7 Hall of Fame inductees are going to start backstage. And if you're looking at the stage, there's a little ramp. We'll show you where it is. It just walks backstage. You'll have a table with chairs. There'll be a monitor that shows everything that's going on stage. We'll have some snacks and some waters back there for you. So the 7 Hall of Fame inductees will be behind stage as we begin the evening. I'll get to the Larry Smith Award presentation and a couple other components in just a moment. But it's going to go like this. It's going to be alphabetical by last name in terms of the Hall of Fame inductees. And here's how it will go with each person. I'm going to make the voice of God will announce me to begin with. I have an opening video, it's short, 1 minute and 7 seconds to be exact. And then I'll make a few comments to begin with. It'll probably be roughly 5 to 7 minutes. And then we will begin the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. However, before any of you go up, there are 5 deceased members that we create a video for every inductee, whether you're the deceased members as well. And so we will run the video with the 5 deceased members back to back to back to back to back, I guess that is, in a row. Each video is approximately 1 minute to 1.5 minutes long. And so that will take, give or take, about 7 minutes of video on those folks there. As soon as that is over, World Be Free is first. And each one will go like this. Each one will begin with the voice of God will announce. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the video screen for the video presentation, in this case on World Be Free. That'll play for roughly 1.5 minutes, or 1 minute to 1.5 minutes for each person. As soon as the video is over, the voice of God will come back on and say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage World 2019 Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, World Be Free, and everybody claps and cheers. There will be an X on the floor. I'll show you as we get up there. I will meet you there. I'm going to come from the opposite side, and we will have your Hall of Fame medal on a red ribbon. I'll put it around your neck. And some of you may have to bend over a little bit, because I'm not very big. But we'll put it over your neck, and you'll go to the podium and give your speech. I will walk off the stage, you'll give your speech. As soon as your speech is over, I'm going to try to say this very kindly and nicely, because nobody has abused this in 3 years so far. 4 to 6 minutes, please. Please. We've got, collectively tonight, we have about a dozen or so people that are going to speak all together. And we have, I believe it's 15 videos that are part of this evening. And so we need to be really on time. But heartfelt, do your speech, do your whole thing, but 4 to 6 minutes, please, on your speech. As soon as it's over, though, we have one additional gift. I was going to wait. It's kind of important you know this. That as soon as your speech is over, I will walk back out and meet you at that X again. And we created a really nice canvas piece that has all 12 inductees on the nice canvas piece. And I'll turn around, we'll do a little presentation at that X so that people can take their photos at that point. And then you'll take that, your canvas piece back to where you were, back to your table. I'll go back to the other side, and we'll do that 7 times for each inductee. But it will be quite self-explanatory. The key will be, they will call your name. And I will meet you at the X to put the ribbon, and then go talk. As soon as it's over, I'll just meet you back at the X, we'll take a picture, and you walk back off. Now, we have very nice boxes that have foam that go around, a little traveling case. They're very light for your piece. They'll be at the opposite side of the stage. And so I tell you that you'll walk off with your piece, but as soon as the ceremony is over, we'll bring the 7 boxes over to you so you can just put them in the foam box, or we'll have somebody that can help you do that. So it's very easy. Just walk, it's got a little carry case, and it's very simple, but they're really nice canvas pieces that are yours. That takes care of the Hall of Fame part, but in this case, we ask that the 7 of you stay there until all are done. We're changing a little something from what I haven't written here based on our walkthrough this morning. Is what we're going to do, as soon as all 7 are completed, John Smith is the last one alphabetically, he'll walk off the stage, the voice of God will say something like, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to present to you the entire class of 2019, and he'll just read your name and your school, and we read your name and school, we'll come back out to the X and form a straight line, facing everybody. As soon as the last person is read, it'll be, ladies and gentlemen, your Hall of Fame class of 2019. Everybody will clap and cheer, and you'll walk back off to where the table was. At that point, after you walk back off stage with all 7 of you, then you can go down the ramp and back to your seats. We are reserving row 3 and 4 right in the center. So you have some of the best seats in the house for everybody in here. So for the spouses, for the significant others, for the award winners, I believe there's something like 13, 14 seats in each row in the middle section. So there'll be 26, 28 seats, which will be just right for this group here. So please take up row 3 and 4 where you're seated, but we'll make sure we save 7 seats for the Hall of Fame inductees that will be coming back to those seats afterwards. As soon as that is done, we roll into the Larry Smith Award. At that point, as soon as we're done, Jim Nelson will come on stage, but what we'll do is ideally, Jim, Larry, Silk, and David will sit in the, as close as you can as to an aisle. So it'll be easy to get in and out, and there's a set of steps, and somebody just help you grab the steps and come up on the stage. But first, we'll just have Jim and Larry on stage to begin with. Larry, do you want to be on stage when he's talking about you or not? Yes. I would think so. It seems to make sense to me, to people who you are. Yeah, they'll think you're him. But so Jim is going to come up and tell the Larry Smith story in about 3 or 4 minutes on that, and then both of you will stay on stage as we then what we'll do is you're telling his story. I'll come right back on the stage. When you're done, I'll come back on the stage. I'll be behind the curtain right by the podium. I'll come back on stage, and since the video we created about Silk really tells the story, we haven't shown Silk the video by design.
What video you talking You know the one? I am not the father. I have 7 daughters, so I hope I'm not.
Yeah. So by the way, so we created a video about you, and so I'll just quickly come on because the video tells the story and just reiterate. Well, that was easy for me to say. I got to work on my speech by the end of tonight. Then I'll quickly reiterate the purpose of the Larry Smith Award and introduce Silk Cozart as the 2019 winner of the Larry Smith Award. And please turn your attention to the video. The video will tell the story. As soon as the video is over, then the voice of God will say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 2019 Larry Smith Award winner. And you can just come on up on the stage and go right in that point, you go right to the podium and give your speech. And we said to keep that within about 45 minutes. I think. Yeah, okay. So 46 minutes for Silk on his speech. And then as soon as we're done, though, as soon as he's done, then David, that's your cue when he's finished to come on the stage, and we'll do the check presentation to King University. If the big check, we'll give you the real one later. But I don't think you want to try to cash it over.
I'm not going to cash it.
If you got a bank that'll do it, I need to start banking with your banker. But at any rate, so we'll do the quick check presentation for the photo op with Larry, Jim, David, and Silk on stage at that point. As soon as we do that, honestly, we'll just take the big check backstage and you can walk back to your seats. As soon as that component is over, then we will roll into, we have a special tribute tonight. I had thought we have a really unique circumstance here. And the fact that Coach Statham is the first coach in the history of college basketball to win 1,000 games and has won more games than anybody in the history of college basketball with 1,122. And we're inducting Coach Danny Miles, who's won 1,040 games and 3 national championships. I guess I can probably roll on the Bible. That's probably good for now. We'll get to more of it later. But and I contacted Herb McGee, who's the other coach other than Coach K at Duke, that has won 1,000 games. Unfortunately, at a scrimmage today in Philadelphia. But so he did a quick little video piece. What we're going to do is just show his literally it's a minute or so, minute something. Show his quick little video piece, and then we're going to read a quick bio about Coach Statham and Coach Miles, and welcome him on the stage while we put a big photo of Herb McGee up. So there's been 3 coaches in the history of small college basketball in all the years of college basketball history that won 1,000 games. And so a neat photo op to be able to take a picture with Coach Statham, Coach Miles, and Herb McGee's big photo in the background, and in essence get them all 3 in there. And it's a neat moment. It won't take a long time, but it'll be a really neat historical moment we'll be able to share with everybody there. And then to finish off the night, So something I wasn't going to tell you, but I might as well tell you while we're all together, is we've been working on a project for quite some time now, for many months. When we started the Hall of Fame, the initial question I kept getting from people is, well, where are you going to build the Hall of Fame? I said, well, I don't think it's really sustainable trying to pay people for turnstiles and so on for what we're doing, but we'll do it online so that people can pull up the videos and the speeches in perpetuity, and that's a great vehicle now with the ability to be online, and as well as do a first-class in-person ceremony. But as we went on, and all of a sudden we started adding national awards, and we started growing an alumni association, and started honoring the national championship coaches, there were some other people that had some ideas that said, there might be a different way to skin this cat. And so I went to the old Kemper Arena in downtown Kansas City, which is now Hy-Vee Arena, and worked in agreement with them to use a pretty large space within there. It's been completely renovated. It's a youth sports mecca now. They have a tremendous amount of foot traffic in the sports world. And we're going to have a large space in there that's dedicated to what we're calling a tribute to small college basketball. And I just got the final renderings this morning. I'm just going to tweak some things. This is really I don't know how to describe it, but an incredibly heartfelt piece as you start to see this. I had ideas I put on a sheet of paper that these items should be in there. You should be able to touch screen and watch the presentation of the Larry Smith Award, or you want to see Bo Ryan's video and speech, you should be able to click here, and on and on. And these architects have been able to bring this to life in a spectacular piece. And I got the renderings this morning from the timeline of college basketball to the national champions, to a section on the 1,000 Wing Club, to the Hall of Fame section, and on the national championship section. And so we have some people who have already committed to giving some really neat physical pieces. It won't be filled with a tremendous amount of physical pieces to begin with, but I have a friend that's given the original rules of basketball, which is pretty significant. The Naismith family, Jan, as you know, made a few copies of the family, and a friend of mine has that. I have the diary the family gave me that Clarence Walker kept when he was in 1947-48, played for Coach Wooden as the first black player to ever play in a national championship in America, and broke the color barrier in 1948 at Municipal Auditorium in national championships. He kept a diary of what it was like to play for Coach Wooden in the 1940s before he ever went to UCLA, and the family gave me the diary. So it's only about, I want to say 8 to 12 pages, so we're going to display that very prominently. It will be a really neat historical piece, and on and on. So you'll see some images as we finish tonight that are unbiased, but these architects did an unbelievable job. I create a list online and send them a whole bunch of links to stuff that we have, and the visual that they're able to bring to life is phenomenal. As such, last year we announced the creation of the Small College Basketball Foundation, and then have spent months putting together the board of directors, the articles of incorporation, the bylaws, and then creating the official 501c3 status, which we now have, and on and on. And so we are now ready to move. We're putting together a committee of people to help us raise the money to bring that to life. And it's just such a thrilling time. So the idea is to show people what we are going to do, and then tug on the heartstrings a little bit and start begging. I might phrase that a little bit nicer, but really, it's going to be an incredible tribute with a tremendous amount of foot traffic that we're going to be able to preserve the history of our game in a physical structure. And if things go really well in years to come, I know there's been other cities that have already, in just side conversations, expressed an interest of saying, that'd be really cool. Can we put that in the Barclays Center? Somebody, they're expressed interest already in other places. Can you do something like that here? Once an original is built, we'll have a template going forward that we can duplicate if other cities would like to do something as well. We need to raise the money to do it. But we're going to finish with that. We'll say thank you to everybody, and we'll walk out and walk over to VIP Social, and there's a full spread of food for everybody at that. So, any questions?
Thank you, John, for that. That's a wonderful tribute.
Thank you. Okay.
Herbie McGee has never talked for less than a minute.
That's why we have a film.
You've got no chance.
That's why we have a video. That worked out well.
Is there a hook that happens when you talk too long?
Well, there's a reason I'm on the opposite side, where the hook is. But I will just give you one note, that thus far, in 3 years, with everybody that's been there in person, we have not had one person, one inductee that has gone too long. Little hint.
I can tell one Herb story.
Please,
Quick one.
please.
So I'm playing golf in Jersey. We go to the Jersey Shore every year. Herb's coming up this fairway. I'm going down this fairway. Of course, I slice mine to the right. He sliced his to the right. We're both looking for our balls. Herb goes, hey, Bo, this is mine. I said, how do you know that? Sure, you haven't. It's got 1,000 wings on it. He said, you don't have 1,000. That's a true story.
Just throw this around and finish up. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Yeah, we need a couple more. Just realize some people end up only gonna take 2 or 3 of the signed ones, and I need to make sure I have a couple of them for the archives.
We sent the pen around.
Okay,
Went
so,
over to Michael.
so when we get the pen back, I've got another set, we can do the other set as we're eating, but I want to make sure everybody here, I just realized we might not have enough people for everybody here. I want to make sure we have that. The last, everybody has credentials, everybody will have the program in just a moment. Hall of Famers, please grab your shirt when we go to eat, and again, it will be, let's see, Harry Statham, Larry Smith, Sil Cozart, members of the Hall of Fame Committee, Jim Nelson, Doug Palm, Danny Miles. Just hang with me. When we're done lunch, I've got another piece of apparel for each of you. And my last note is this. When we started the Alumni Association, it's an online vehicle, think Facebook meets LinkedIn, if you will, to communicate with each other with a newsletter and so on. It's a paid membership for coaches, former players, etc. And we've had a number of people join as lifetime members, etc. But one of the, if you want to call it a perk, that every Hall of Fame inductee gets a complimentary lifetime membership into that. So I just want to let you know that after we are done, please give me a little bit. I got to be in Atlanta on Monday and South Florida on Tuesday with some other functions. Please give me till I get back. I will send each of you the passcode and information on how to get into the portal. And at the end of the year, the folks that join that, anybody member of the Alumni Association, we have what we call the Celebration of the Game event we created 2 years ago in Kansas City. I know the Stathams have been there this past, actually both years, the last 2 years when we started it, where we bring all the national championship coaches, national award winners. We'll present the Harry Statham Coach of Impact Award winner, the Bevo France Award winner, Lifetime Achievement Award winner. And we have the social events, coaches clinic. I'll do the state of small college basketball address, etc. during the course of a day and a half of event. For anybody who's a member of the Alumni Association, it's a complimentary event, including food and drinks throughout it and all the functions. So we encourage you to join the association. It'll be a free membership to all Hall of Fame inductees. And we encourage you, if you're able to come on May 1st and 2nd, downtown Kansas City at the Crown Plaza this year. Other than that, that's enough for me because I know you guys want to eat. So let me just check something. Let's make sure there's food. Are we all set?
I just got to finish getting everything out.
Okay.
So if you give me 5 minutes, it'll be ready.
Okay, so 5 minutes and we're ready to go. Does anybody have any other stories about her Benitez?
I have one. I just saw her. We had that training camp with the 76ers, right? And you're right, Bo. 20 minutes is nothing to him. He can do it just easy. So he will not stop talking. But he's a great man, great individual, and he has great achievements.
I coached against him in the 90s, and there was the good news and the not so good news. We were an NAIA Division II program at that point. They were at Philadelphia Textile at that point, and they were NCAA Division II at that point. And the good news in our case is we got free cheesesteaks out of the deal. The not so good news is, man, there's a reason we got the free cheesesteaks because they can beat the snot out of us. They really darn good. Other than that, as soon as the food is ready, go ahead and go ahead and eat. And about 12:20, we'll make our way over to the Frontier Conference with me.
That's where your name tag is.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. We'd like to welcome you. To the press conference. There we go. I'm just going to trade this off. Okay, there we go. Can everybody hear me now? Better? Okay. Okay, we'll try this again. So my name is John McCarthy. I serve as the founder of Small College Basketball, and it's just such a thrill to welcome you here to the press conference to the class of 2019 of the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame Classic. But we're going to do something different than we've done in any of the previous three press conferences for the Hall of Fame inductees by starting with the proclamation by the mayor of St. Joe, Missouri, Mayor Bill McMurray. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Bill McMurray.
Well, thank you, and welcome to St. Joe. We're so glad you're here, and not in Indiana somewhere, although they're nice, but they're nicer. Well, this is a proclamation, the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame Classic, presented by Hilliard. Whereas, Small College Basketball's mission is to unite all people with a passion for small college basketball and to serve as ambassadors for the game. And whereas, at the heart of small college basketball are the people that have made the game of basketball so very special. And whereas the focus of small college basketball is to enhance people's lives by paying tribute to those who have made great contributions. And whereas after spending the inaugural 2 years someplace in Indiana, Evansville, Indiana, small college basketball has partnered with Missouri Western State University and the St. Joseph Convention and Visitors Bureau to bring the National Hall of Fame induction ceremony and the Small College Basketball Division II Classic to St. Joseph, Missouri. But wait, there's more. And whereas the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame Classic will return to the St. Joseph Civic Arena on Friday and Saturday, November 1st and 2nd, while the National Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place at the Missouri Theater, beautiful building, on Thursday today, October 31st. And whereas St. Joseph-based company Hilliard, steeped in basketball history, serves as the primary sponsor of the event, and as such, the Classic is dubbed the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame Classic, presented by Hilliard. Now therefore, I, Bill McMurray, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of St. Joseph, and a graduate of KU, where I heard the name Fog Allen a time or two. Okay, never mind. Do hereby proclaim Thursday, October 31st, to Saturday, November 2nd, as Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame Classic, presented by Hilliard Weekend in St. Joseph, Missouri. Here it is.
That's going to be tough to follow, especially since I started by dropping the mic. So I'd like to just introduce our class of 2019 and make a couple comments about our class of 2019. First of all, we have 12 members of this class. Of those 12 members, 5 are deceased and 7 are living. And we're very pleased that every single living member of the class of 2019 is here with us today. A couple notes, I'm going to mention this evening in front of everybody, but we will go over the details of the criteria, if you will, or our guidelines for each induction class. But one note is that players must be 5 years removed from a collegiate playing career to be considered. Coaches must be 3 years removed from their collegiate coaching career to be considered, and there's no such timetable for contributors. As such, both coaches in this year's class, Coach Bill Ryan, Coach Danny Miles, are actually first ballot Hall of Famers because they just became eligible having finished their coaching careers 3 years ago. So they are first ballot Hall of Famers this year. If you think about for a moment the history of college basketball, that we're talking about, give or take a little bit, a 100-year history of college basketball at many different levels. And we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of student athletes that have gone through the ranks. We define small college as all 4-year college basketball that is non-NCAA Division I. So in today's world, that's NCAA Division II, NCAA Division III, both divisions of the NAIA, the United States Collegiate Athletic Association, and the National Christian College Athletic Association. So collectively, on an annual basis, we have approximately 1,100 to 1,200 colleges and universities we serve. That represents on an annual basis about 13,000 to 16,000 student athletes. So the class that you see before you here is extremely elite when you think of it in terms of hundreds of thousands of student athletes and tens of thousands of coaches that have gone before us. And this is only the 4th class in the history of what we're doing. So we're looking at in the ballpark of 50 inductees collectively over 4 years out of hundreds of thousands of people. So this is the elite of the elite in the history of college basketball at the small college level. So I want to make a quick introduction and then open up for opening statements and then any questions from the media or anybody that is here with us today. Roby Free is to my right, played for Guilford in North Carolina, was the MVP as a freshman in the 1973 NAIA championship, where he dropped 30 in the national championship game, 120 for the tournament as a freshman. Ended up in a 3-year career, and only 85 games, had 2,006 career points, 2-time NAIA All-American. He's been inducted into the Guilford Hall of Fame and the NAIA Hall of Fame, and is a member of the 50th and 75th anniversary teams for the NAIA. And then to his right is Michael Harper from North Park, who led North Park to the NCAA Division III National Championship in 1978, 1979, and 1980. Was named the national tournament's most outstanding player in 1978 and 79. Was named the most outstanding player in his conference in 1978, 79, and 80. He was an NCAA Division III All-American in 1979 and 80, and he led the conference in field goal percentage of 61%. The overall win-loss record for North Park during his 3-year run was 83-10, including wins against many Division I and Division II teams. For his career, he scored 1,180 points, grabbed 1,184 rebounds, and his single game best were 43 points against Chicago State and 25 rebounds against St. Xavier. To his right is Coach Danny Miles from Oregon Tech, who served as the head coach at Oregon Tech for 45 years at Oregon Tech. I'm not even sure I can find his bio in here. There it is. But I can probably do this one off the top of my head. 1,040 wins. Let me repeat that. 1,040 wins and national titles in 2004, 2008, and 2012. He had 10 seasons of 30 or more wins, was named the NAIA National Coach of the Year in 2004 and 2008, and the NABC National Coach of the Year in 2012. He's been elected to the following Hall of Fames: the Medford Hall of Fame, the City of Medford Sports Hall of Fame, the State of Oregon Hall of Fame, the NAIA Hall of Fame, and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. He's won the Champions of Character Award through the NAIA for all sports nationally in 2009. He's been given the John Wooden Keys to Life Award in 2013. The award in 2013. The NABC gave him the Guardians of the Game Award for the Pillar for Advocacy, and additionally, the court at Oregon Tech is named after him. And in 2016, the street, Danny Miles Way, was named after Coach Miles. To his right is Mel Peterson. Mel Peterson led Wheaton as a 3-time All-American, led Wheaton to the 1957 College Division National Championship, and was named the most outstanding player. And as a note, that was the first year the NCAA broke into divisions, and so therefore they were the first ever College Division National Champion in 1957, and he was the MVP of that. For his career, years later, since 1957, he still holds the school record for points in a career at 2,522, with field goals made with 1,031, and with career rebounds with 1,767. He was 11th round draft pick of the Detroit Pistons in 1960 draft, joined the Army, and was selected to the Army rep to represent the United States team in the 1963 Pan American game, where they won the gold medal. He's a member, of course, of the Wheaton Hall of Fame. To his right, we have Larry Humes from Evansville. Mr. Humes was a two-time United Press Little All-American in 1964 and 65, and two-time All-American by the Associated Press for the same years. At the same time, they won the national championship in 1964 and 65, and was a two-time NCAA College Division Championship All-Tournament team member. He scored 2,236 career points, and is still the all-time leading scorer in the history of the University of Evansville. To his right is Coach Bo Ryan. I think many of you may be aware. Coached the University of Wisconsin at Platteville from 1984 to 1999. Listen to this. His teams posted an overall record of 352 and 76 for an 82% winning percentage. He guided the Pioneers to 4 NCAA Division III national championships in 1991, 95, 98, and 99. The 95 and 98 teams were 31-0 and 30-0 respectively. Only the second and third times in Division III history a team has finished undefeated national championships. They won 8 conference championships and set the Division III scoring defensive record in 1997. His team only allowed an average of 47.5 points per game. During his tenure at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, his team was the winningest program at the NCAA between Division I, II, and III during the decade of the 90s. I've got this one memorized. 266 and 26 in the decade of the 90s at Wisconsin-Platteville. And his last 12 seasons at home, they were pretty good. They finished 157 and 7 in 12 years at home. 7 losses at home in 12 years. Coach Ryan was named the Coach of the Year in America, Division III, 4 different times. Was also earned the Conference Coach of the Year honors 6 times. He's a member of the Platteville Athletic Hall of Fame, the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame at Wilkes University, which is his alma mater. And of course, the court at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville bears his name. To his right is John Smith, who became one of the most decorated players in college basketball history. He led his team to the national championship game in 2006, 2007, and 2008. In 2007 and 2008, he was named the National Player of the Year. This could probably go on and on for a long time with John Smith's bio. But he set the Division II record. He is the the player who's played more games than anybody in the history of Division II basketball, and finished second in block shots in Division II history. For his career, he scored 2,265 points, and he had, 1,334 rebounds and 423 block shots, again, which is second in NCAA Division II history. But what was really impressive, I thought, oh, that's pretty impressive, but leading his team to the national championship game for 3 consecutive years, winning it all in 2006 and 2008, being named the 2006 Most Outstanding Player in the national championship. But here's what I thought was really impressive. They still hold the record for the longest win streak in NCAA Division II history. During his tenure, they won 57 consecutive games, and during that 3-year run, they were 105 and 6 during that 3-year run. So I'll go ahead and open it up for opening statements from each Hall of Fame inductee. I'd like to start to my immediate right with Mr. World Be Free. Take it away. Actually, that works.
Yeah, hello. What was it? I thought you said everything. I couldn't. Well, first of all, I'm very happy to be here. It's an honor, it's a privilege to be on the desk, all these qualified gentlemen. And after listening to everyone's success, I'm very happy to be a part of this. It's very important. I did a lot of things in basketball. Now with the Philadelphia 76ers, the ambassador there. Played the game for 13 years, had a lot of fun. The number 18 highest scoring guard in the history of the NBA, and just had a lot of fun. God was good, and enjoyed my time in Indiana when we won the championship here, and just had a lot of fun. I'm gonna give it to you.
Thank you, Michael Harper. I'd just like to say thank you to John and the committee for this incredible honor enjoying my time at North Park College is the best time, 4 years of my life. I think with my coach here, Larry Anderson, my wonderful family, and one of my incredible friends, Jim Schultz here, has just been exciting for me. My biggest claim to fame is all 3 of my kids have graduated from college. And that's the joy of that Christian life I had at North Park. All I can say is that small college basketball is still alive and well. It's taken a kid from the south side of Chicago around the world. So again, I want to thank my coach for what he's done for me in my life and my superstar friend.
Well, I also was so excited about being part of this Hall of Fame. It's really a tremendous honor. Good Lord has blessed me in so many ways also. We've been able to travel all over the world. In fact, one of our trips with Athletes in Action in 2010, we met a young lady that was orphaned during the genocide, and the next year we went back again. We asked her to be our daughter, and she'll be here in a few minutes. But we're really pleased to have her and her family, and it just opened. I got to coach in China and Australia, and figured I could coach over 15,000 kids. 12 years in France, I got to coach there for a lot of times. But basketball's opened so many doors, and as a family, we're very blessed and really blessed to be part of this fraternity. Thank you.
Well, this is not a real comfortable thing to do for people talking. Anyhow, I really have a special thanks, John, for what you and your committee are doing, and also for the fact of the importance of small college basketball. It's a place where you can go play and play a game, and it doesn't become your whole life. You still have your life to live and the rest of your life to take part of it and to develop. And just, it's really a thrill for me to be here with these gentlemen. I was going to say young men, but that's not the case. I really appreciate the time and the effort that John and his committee have put into this. Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to thank the committee and the members for this great honor. This is something I'll cherish all my life. Wow, at the age of 12, but I think I'd be in the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame. No. Wow, at the age of 12, did I think I could play on the varsity team 4 years in a row and lose one regular season game in 4 years in high school? Wow. At 12, did I think I would play for Evansville Aces and be on 2 national championships, 1 undefeated in Division II, and play the championship game against Southern Illinois with Walt Frazier? Walt Frazier? Wow. Did I think I would be Mr. Basketball of Indiana? The greatest honor you can have in the state of Indiana. Wow. You know, I think I would be playing with Jerry Sloan at Evansville University, and all of my teammates. It was like a family. By hard work, dedication, encouragement, and good people, basketball has been my life, and I'll cherish this opportunity for the rest of my life. One other thing is also this Hall of Fame, several Hall of Fames, but none of these will top the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame.
Wow. That was really good. John, we're not trying to put you on a pedestal or anything, but I can say to the group this. You're looking at a guy who's coached junior high, high school, NAIA, Division III, Division I. What you are doing for the student athletes and a few of the coaches that you bestowed the honor upon is really good, because the game of basketball does not have any distinction distinction where it throws out any type of person. We can all play it. Having played at Wilkes University for my high school coach, I was going to Division I, either Rutgers or Temple, and my high school coach talked me into going to a small college in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And I wasn't quite sure, but what a great experience. And having dealt with young men in the 11, 12, you say 12 years old, that's the start of junior high, and in high school, it doesn't change. People always ask me, what was it like coaching at Wisconsin and coaching at Platteville? Just fewer fans, not as much media hype. It was like, oh, there they are. They're down in the corner of the state. Players didn't care. Players didn't care a bit. They were just happy to be out there doing something that they enjoyed while they had the time to do it, while they were fit enough to do it. So it has no levels, this game. It's all inclusive. And for us to be a part of that, and congratulations to the other gentlemen that are up here. I'm proud to be part of the Magnificent Seven. Wow.
As the baby of the group, I tried to top all this. I went to Winona State. I was recruited a little bit by Division I schools, some of the bigger schools, and from a small town. And I could dunk, which was like the biggest thing in my town. So, that I should be.
We missed out.
So they all thought I should go into Wisconsin or Duke, and they were kind of expecting me to see me on TV all the time. And I chose Winona State, and it was really a cut. I felt it was the right fit. And I actually redshirted my first year at Winona State, so I wasn't even quite ready for Division II. My best friend was going to Winona State. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to Winona State and have fun. Met the love of my life. Had a pretty good basketball career. And just to be here right now is extremely humbling. I'm a little overwhelmed, but super grateful. And again, thank you, John, the whole selection committee, just for letting me be a part of this. Thank you.
Mike, getting back over to you.
So we'd just like to open up for any questions from anybody here or anybody in the media. Go ahead and fire away. We'll pass the microphone appropriately. Go ahead, Jim Nelson.
Well, I had the good fortune of being chairman of NCAA Division III basketball for the 4 years that you won those national championships. And I think one of the things I said after you took the position at Wisconsin-Milwaukee, I got you this far, and now you're on your own. And you went on to Madison. You did reference what my question was, and maybe you could expand upon a little bit about the similarities between Division I and the Division III basketball players, and the differences between the three. Obviously, you've got that great experience.
Fortunately, you haven't been in both chairs, and I don't want my Division I partners in coaching to take this the wrong way. No one knows X's and O's better than D3 coaches. X's and O's. No scholarships. D2 and D1, if you're a smooth talker and you got smooth talking assistants and you got scholarships to give out, every assistant that I hired, from Tony Bennett, Robbie Jeter, Greg Gardner, were all teachers. We developed players on the Division I level. We developed players on the Division III level. We are teachers. I cannot say that about a lot of the other D1 coaches that we went up against, but in Division III, there were teachers. NAIA, Division II even, but when you have scholarships, sometimes that we got to get the top recruit. We gotta get the superstar. We gotta get the best athlete, the best this, the best that. Where in Division III, you take what comes into the university. Sure, you recruit, you talk to them, but there's no offer of assistance financially. What you do is you just give them your time, your ability to help make them better. That helped us tremendously at the Division I level, having those years, those 15 years of Platinum, without a doubt. It helped us to be better teachers.
Anybody else? Next? Don't be bashful.
Coach Miles, you coached for 45 years in one place. How can you help us young coaches, younger coaches, try to stay in this job a little bit longer? Because it's an awesome profession. How did you stay in one place for so long?
Well, I had 3 boys that played baseball and all Division I baseball players. It seemed like every time an opportunity came up, I didn't want to hurt their chances, so we stayed at one place. And after about 20 years, like what kind of Bo was saying, our kids are the same kids as Division I coaches and are coaching. And the nice thing about our guys, not too many of them are thinking about the NBA. They're easier to try to mold together, to play together, I think, in a lot of cases. And but my Notre Dame ended up being at Oregon Tech. I figured that after 20 years, and it was just a wonderful place to raise a family, had great crowds, great support, and I felt I was lucky to go to work every day.
Next, Dan Snow.
Kind of expand on what the coaches were talking about, small college basketball. And we're all here. First off, congratulations to all the players and coaches. There's somewhere in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be high school basketballs, seniors, young men and young ladies that are thinking about what are they going to do. They like to play college basketball. They want to play for the biggies, right? But yet, what you represent is really the class of what a young man or young woman can be. So to the players, the question is, the same what you talked about the coaches. What would you say to a young man or a young lady that has these dreams of going somewhere big, but the value, the benefit of why choose a small college basketball team?
Well, I guess I was one of those guys. I got offers from a lot of NCAA schools when I won the championship in New York. But I had a coach by the name of Jack Jensen, and he was at Guilford College. And these big-time coaches came to my mom. We lived in the projects of Brooklyn, and offered her everything under the sun. But Jack Jensen from Guilford College came in there and told my mom that we can't give your son what everyone else can give your son, as far as give you. But what we can give your son, we can show him love. And next thing you know, I was at a small school named Guilford College. So small schools are very good. It's the best thing that happened. If I ever had to do it again, same route I would have took.
I was the type of kid that when I left high school, I attended Quigley Seminary South High School, so I wanted to be a priest. And there was no, I had no clue that I was going to excel as much as I did in basketball, but I chose North Park because my brother told me it was a good school, and they had the cutest girls. Prior to that, I didn't go to school with girls. I didn't like my sisters either. But the transition was just phenomenal because I felt that campus was going to keep me safe. Leaving the south side of Chicago and moving over to the north side of Chicago. So I was pretty much an L train ride away from my parents being able to see me play.
Yeah. And
my brothers could make sure I had a good experience. And the coaching staff and the family that I inherited was just phenomenal. My freshman year of college, that room with 4 guys. It wasn't like they just threw out you're going to be a great kid and we're going to win these 3 national championships. I think it was just the faith, the Christian belief to know that God was on your side and if you go out and do the best, you're going to be the best, and that philosophy of hard work pays off was just what I wanted to do.
This, to answer a comment to your question, is one of my pet things with talking to high school kids, and they have, I think they're put in a position sometimes by parents and other adults as to how good they are and what they should be, and they lose track of really who they are. And my feeling is, I had a chance to go to a number of the Big Ten schools, and I had no idea that Beaton existed before the coach and a couple of the players came up to visit me. And just the attitude that they had, to me, made a big difference. They were interested in me as a person, not as a basketball player. And my feeling is that it's more evident now than it was way back in the dark ages when I did that. That if you're interested in playing NBA or other things, if you're good enough, they'll notice you. So go someplace where you're going to play. Don't go someplace where you're going to sit on the bench and you know, not get a chance to play or to improve. And what Coach Ryan is saying is, with the Division III schools, Division II, NAIA, that's a teaching method, teaching. They spend their time teaching and grooming. They're not expected really to come in and beat the world like some of the Division I schools. Let's work with you. We can't give you a free ride, but there's a lot of other things we can give you that are as meaningful or more. As far as free ride, could have gotten one of the Big Ten schools. Took me 12 years to pay off my student loan after school. So.
Wow. As a high school graduate, I had many college offers, being Mr. Basketball of Indiana. There were a lot of people in my way. I narrowed the decision down to core universities. Cincinnati, who won 2 national championships early in the 60s. Purdue, for some reason. And UCLA, with Wooden down there. And also Evansville. But I had a great mentor. My coach, Bud Ritter, he was from Evansville, played on Ball Seats 44-45 state championship. He called me in one day and said, "Hey Larry, why don't you think of this? Forget about all those other schools, and Evansville is the right place for you." I didn't know any difference. I said, "Why, Coach?" He said, "Well, first of all, you can get a great education here. Something that will carry you over in life. Second of all, they have a great basketball program there. A Hall of Fame coach there, Arab McCutcheon. Oh, and the other thing is, they have over 12,000 people, a sellout every home game. And once you finish basketball, if you want to stay in Indiana, people know about you through basketball. You have a great education, and you can get a job very easy." Well, being young, I wasn't thinking ahead, but he was right. I got a job in the state of Indiana. People knew me. We had sellout crowds, championships, great education. And going by being a coach in high school, 35 years, 7 years being an assistant coach in college, behind Billy Keller, Bill Green, 6 state championships, coaching in the state of Indiana. In recruiting, I always told parents, we would treat your parents, your child, like our own. We'll be honest, fair, and truthful. And you can have faith when he is at our university that he will do the right thing. And one other thing, and the last thing, is the first thing I came in the house to talk to a parent, I didn't want to know how good a player he was. I already knew. What type of person? Dependable. Good student. Those are the main things for a coach to look at, because he knows how good he is.
Yeah, you know, a lot of what you guys are saying is spot on. And when I was being recruited, you know, kind of heavily, I didn't really make a decision if I was going to play Division I, II, or III. NCAA and AA, I was kind of open for anything. I was kind of a late bloomer, so just the fact that people wanted to talk to me, I was kind of excited about. I also didn't know that much about basketball. To be honest, I didn't know, you know, I had Division I schools or coaches calling me, and I'd have to ask what division they were when they were in the, you know, it was a Big Ten coach, and I didn't know who they were. I almost felt like they were a little turned off that I didn't know who they were. But like I said before, you know, I trusted my gut. There was something about, you know, the smaller schools that I didn't feel as much of a sales pitch coming at me. Even as a young guy, I kind of smell that sales pitch. I wanted to make sure that whoever was recruiting me really wanted me, so that's a huge thing. You want to go where you're wanted. You know, I think a lot of times that, you know, there might be, you know, those dreams obviously of NBA or big time Division I. Those are obviously real, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but you also have to just kind of be honest with yourself. At the time, you know, I played against I played LeBron, you know, when I was in high school. I knew what that kind of talent was. And I also was pretty honest with myself. I wasn't quite at that level. And I knew that I had some development, but I really did, you know, I felt the right fit at a smaller school, and you know, it was a family atmosphere, and I didn't feel like it was just, I was going to be just another player. I felt like it was going to be part of the family, and you know, that was really attractive to me. And there is a little bit of, you know, you have to, you know, kind of take your ego down a little bit. And I realize, you know, saying that, you know, I say I don't have that big of an ego, that's ironically a little egotistical. But we really have to, there's a big part of that. So I didn't necessarily need to, you know, be on TV all the time. I wanted to have a good experience, and I felt right at a smaller school.
Does anybody else have anything? I've got one I want to fire away, but anybody have anything? Larry.
Coaches, what do you think this new ruling in California has started with all of basketball?
Well, I served on the NABC committee, executive board, for 10 or 12 years, and this subject came up a long time ago. I had an opinion, set up an annuity for every year a student athlete finishes a year successfully academically. He gets X number of dollars put into an account. The second year, third year, fourth year, and it was in steps for this reason. I was an economics major, which doesn't make me any smarter than anybody else in the room. But a scholarship back in the day, nobody argued that, wow, that guy's getting a full ride and the NCAA is making $50,000 a year. The NCAA is making $1 billion a year. You have people in t-shirts and shorts out there running around, and their piece of the pie is still a scholarship, and in no way is that considered fair, even if you go back 20 years. In other words, what I'm saying is that the player should be getting something. How it's to be done, does it mean every athlete? Male, female, track, wrestling, golf? How are we going to do this? How would you like to be in that room right now trying to figure out how they are going to do this likeness thing? I wouldn't. But I just thought that setting something up where, and if something happened to the student athlete, you know, they would have an heir or had somebody that could take that money and use it because they earned it. So what's going to happen now is, like I said, you can't imagine the conversations going on because the media is trying to push for answers. We don't don't have the answers yet. So, but should the players be getting more? Absolutely. And I was old school, as old school can get, not that long ago, thinking, what the heck, they're getting a scholarship? Well, I had to pay my own way to school. But that's the wrong approach to take when you think about indentured servants, basically. They're the ones performing the actions that people are watching and bringing in the TV revenue and the gate revenue. So therefore, their piece of the pie should be bigger. And good luck in trying to figure out how to do it.
Anybody else have an opinion they'd like to share on that one?
I agree. I'm a small college coach, but never had more than 4 scholarships, so whatever Bo says, I'll go with it.
Share your thoughts on that one?
Well, put it this way, the guys work hard. You know, the kids come in and, like you said, both said it best. The scholarships, one thing. These colleges are making a hell of a lot of money, and these kids should get something. And because they're performing, they're getting injured. You know, they have to take the wins and losses back. I mean, they're growing up real early. And the thing about it, if you're going to pay the coaches, if you're going to pay the school, you can pay these kids something. You don't have to give them Ferraris or anything like that, but make sure they have something that they can, enjoy themselves.
Hey, Jim, did you have something?
My question refers to Larry. Larry, you were speaking earlier at the luncheon. You were telling me about your teammates and how they got to Evansville on that.
65 team.
Yeah,
Have fun about
right,
that.
and the circuitous route, how they got there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Division II, you gotta get lucky. You get 1 or 2 Division I players, and you have to be lucky. We was very lucky in '65. We had 5 Division I players on our starting 5. And today, and back then, I believe, Evansville Aces, we could have beat anybody in the country. I truly believe that.
They started at different schools.
Yeah, I'll go there. I'm getting to that now. I'm just getting warmed up. You're getting me fired up. And you know what? You better watch out. but anyway, Jerry Sloan, everybody knows Jerry Sloan. Hell of a player, great professional, great coach, and a great person. Well, his first year, he went to University of Illinois. Didn't like it after a month or 2. Went back home, informed for the rest of the year. And we had a friend, a businessman in Evansville. They knew Jerry, and that's how Jerry got to Evansville. Russ Krieger played at St. Louis for 2 years. He was an Evansville boy. Didn't like it there and came back. Sam Watkins, Louisville Central, 6'4" guard. Ed Smallwood was his uncle. That's how he got there. And Bud Ritter from Evansville, the reason why I got there. And Herbie Williams, our center, who later in life was assistant coach at Michigan State. But he's coached for about 6 or 7 years. He was a friend, his dad was a preacher, and he was a friend of McCutcheon. And his dad wanted him to go somewhere, well, he knew he was safe. So that's how he came to Evansville. So that 65 team that we went undefeated, that was the reason why we was undefeated and won championships. We got players for different reasons. And to be a Division II, Division III, you got to be a good recruiter, but you got to stumble in. on one or two people you're not expect to get to be good.
I just want to finish with one question for everybody, if we can, and that is this. What does it mean to you personally and for your family, your school, to be inducted into the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame?
Well, this is something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, and stories that you can tell them down the road. I appreciate my wife being here with me and her enjoying the ride, seeing that, you know, this can happen. It's very important to the young people that you attend and you let them know that this can happen for you if you just believe.
What it means to me is that at North Park, my coach Dan Carroll did it right. Every year we had new kids coming in our program. And we didn't have the luxury like today where coaches can coach and find kids around the world using videotape. He did it on foot. And growing up on the south side of Chicago, we had more kids that could have went to North Park but didn't have the mindset to say that this small college right here could make a difference in their life. What this means to me is that I have an opportunity again to thank the people who made me the man I am today. From the guy that allowed me to stay at his home and watch his kids to the superstar that paid my college tuition when I didn't have any money. And after my first year in the NBA, he gave me the opportunity to go to his house in the rural Colorado and pay him back. He gave me the opportunity to see and select my wife after playing for the Portland Trailblazers and traveling all around the world. And then sort of understanding that I'm not one of those Division I guys. I'm a Division III player. And when they, say something to me, I say, yeah, who got 3 championship rings? There you go. So there you go, Jack Ramsey. Take that. And have the opportunity to play for an NBA coach that believed in the small college player. Last year we had Terry Porter, you got Jerome Kersey, you got Kevin Duckworth, you got these, an NBA coach that believed in us as small college players, and I don't know if that's the same today as what it was in 1980. And to give my children an opportunity to see Dad, I was a pretty good ball player. That's right. And then, so it's all about things, and as I coach college basketball today at Lewis and Clark, and try to be that advocate for those kids coming in and saying that, this is not a bad world right here. It's those guys that are playing, in the NBA, but I can tell you stories about them. You don't want to be like them. You want to be just, I can tell you a story. A Nickelback means a Nickelback. Don't buy it. Say no to drugs. Okay. So the stress that kids go through, but why you do that to me, bro? So playing this, the cool thing was I was on the bench and he was balling. So he was like, who the hell is he? I was just the guy watching. But again, it's an honor to be here because of recognition to know that, John, you created this platform. Visualize that, bro. Ain't that many people out there thinking of a Division III kid. But you created something that the kids that play tomorrow in this tournament will have a chance to be excited about. And I'm excited about being in this, up here, this championship role. You guys have encouraged me so much, and I just love it, man. And it gives an opportunity for my wife to put a smile on her face. I used to be remembered.
We won championships in 2004, 2008, or 2012. When we got home, they already had T-shirts made. Said, "Don't play Oregon Tech on leap years." It was just the excitement to the community. We're in a small community of about 40,000, and the whole place had shut down when we were playing in the national playoffs. And the excitement that brought to the town. I took over a 1-21 program, and you could have shot a cannon in the gym that first year when I took over. But the third year, we were at Kansas City, and for several years, we were one of the top teams in the country for fans. And we're far enough from the Blazers and the Ducks and the Beavers, at least 3.5 hours away from them, that we were the only show in town because of that. And it was just a wonderful opportunity. I was asked why I didn't move on. I had the best thing going, and a lot of envy from a lot of coaches, but being able to share championships, being able to share with your team, all of us, this meant so much to all of us, and becoming a Hall of Famer, I never dreamed I'd be sitting here tonight, and what a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Well, it is a great experience, and thinking back, go back to high school, I never really thought about playing in college. I just enjoyed playing and doing what I was doing. Eventually going to college, I never thought about anything beyond that. But let's just enjoy what we're doing. Let's get together as a team. Let's have the same goals, and let's go on from there. This, to me, is an enormous surprise, enormous honor, and something that, if it happens in my life, it's wonderful. If it didn't, my life is still wonderful. And I think that's some of the thing that the Division 2 and 3 basketball is that everything is not based on the credits or the publicity that you get and the things that go on with that. It's just a matter of I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I enjoy the people I'm with, and if something else happens, that's wonderful. I really appreciate it, and thank everybody for the honor that's there. They do. Thank you.
I'm going to keep this sharp. Being inducted to the Small College Basketball Hall of Fame is something I'll cherish for the rest of my life. Great honor to go into this family of athletes and character and be part of it. I appreciate it. And I've been involved in many Hall of Fames. The Madison High School Hall of Fame, Evansville Hall of Fame, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, Human Way Street in Madison is named after 6 blocks. But this doesn't, just the introduction into this Hall of Fame is something that just makes me stutter because I can't believe it. So I'll cherish this for the rest of my life.
Thanks, Larry. It was good to hear, Michael, you talk about a coach that believed in you. I think you were talking about Jack Ramsey. Okay, well, I grew up 2 blocks from Jack Ramsey and Jack McKinney. Jack McKinney's house was right across the street in Chester. And I wanted to play for those 2 guys when they were at St. Joe's. And then, of course, Jack ends up, you have a guy named Walton on that team? Lucas?
Yep.
You were on that team?
No, I came after they got rid of him.
You know, I was trying to disseminate that information. I got to get back to the question. You're asking John, what does it mean to be inducted into the Small College Hall of Fame? All I can do is look at my wife back there and think about the move that we made when I was an assistant at Wisconsin to take the head job at Blackville. And we had 3 children. We qualified for free cheese. Salaries in Division 3 were not very good. And the only mistake we made was on our income tax. We missed by $1,000 to have free lunches for our 3 kids. Free lunches for our 3 kids. Kel, we recovered though. We did okay. But what does it mean? I close my eyes and I think about all those young men that entrusted us to come play at a school that had lost a lot of games for a lot of years. And they bought into what we were doing, drinking the Kool-Aid. And it was, all I know is I represent hundreds of other people. I asked John if I could bring all the people who are responsible for getting us here, getting me in particular, all the players, all the managers, all the people that we have. John said he couldn't afford to bring everybody. So a coach gets to sit here, and all I can tell you is I represent some of the greatest, finest young men you could ever imagine. And that is what I'm proud of.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to top any the baby at the anchor at the table here, trying to philosophize the meaning of this. You know, I'm not really in the basketball world right now. Come Monday, I'll be back. You know, traveling sales guy, selling medical equipment to doctors. And I don't know what the future, you know, in the future how I'm gonna look back at this. I do know, you know, agree with Mike. I've got a 3-year-old son, 1-year-old daughter that, you know, at least I'll have something unique that I can tell them that I did something in basketball one day, and they'll have to believe me. But, you know, for now, I'm just going to cherish this moment, you know, cherish today, being with these guys, the atmosphere, get to watch some great basketball this weekend, and I'm just going to enjoy it today, and we'll see how I feel about this in the future, but I'm happy to be here right now. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our press conference for our Hall of Fame class of 2019. If you don't mind, join me in a round of applause for our class of 2019. Literally in 5 minutes, we will begin a press conference with the 8 head coaches for the Hall of Fame Classic. We'll be back here. You're welcome to stay for that press conference. We'll be back here at 3 o'clock with a round table, the Hall of Fame inductees with a panel.
I'm taking pictures of the sign.
Oh, man, we got it. You gonna take a picture of the building?
Yeah.
This young man walking down to the seats, but there was nobody else there, so I just figured I'd wait and let everybody else get in there first. They would have sit down.
Are you guys gonna stand together?
Jimmy, you gonna come in or?
Yeah.
Come down? Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay.
Oh, sweet. Sitting on the right-hand side over there, any row that you like, somewhere up front. Yep, on the end.
Look for some sorry, go there.
Okay, I think you guys want to be on the right-hand side. You're free to sit anywhere you want. That's the 3rd, 4th row.
That beats every story that I have.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I was actually gonna go backstage.
Dan Snow.
Yes.
So this theater here actually was 1927. Yes. So 17. 17 was when it was
know if you needed to know that, Trey.
No, but I like it.
You're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about me. It's.
Are you looking to him for guidance?
He's an expert in the Olympics.
Okay, ready and. Got it. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, me and you. Get one right here.
All right. There you
Mr.
are.
Larry
That's a
Smith.
movie camera, right? That's a movie.
That's the real camera.
All right, don't freeze.
Very honored. Very honored.
Thank you. Wonderful name.
Thank you.
We did, you know, he's always busy.
We'll watch out for the game, the movie.
Yeah, we took our heads off.
And I'll make sure you all get a copy before it comes out.
And you know that you were
If
there.
you have I'll get your contact from you.
Hold on to the rails and wait till graduation, you know?
I'm going to see Bobby Mays.
Oh,
I speak to him all the
you
time.
gotta say, hey, I met your boy Silk.
That's what I got to do. Bobby's an interesting
Isn't
guy.
he? He is. And you know what? Knows the game pretty well.
He does.
And those kids will go through the wall for him.
Right.
Not out of fear, but
Yeah.
out of love, and that's the difference.
Yeah. I was in Gainesville 2 nights ago, University of Florida, and one of his kids were there.
There's not a
I can't think of the kid's name. Was there, point guard.
What is the enrollment?
But anyways, it was one of his
Hey, you guys,
students.
In 28 sports. About
oh, they love him.
Yeah,
He's a
they
good,
do.
he's
They
a
do.
good heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, look at all the people.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it
We
was
have a lot
This
of
is so
great
great.
kids.
Yeah, this is great.
Silk,
This is
it's a
wonderful.
good example.
John does a good job. A lot of work goes into
Some
doing
people
it.
may want to say hello to you.
I want to say hello to them.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Jimbo.
Here, you guys, I'll take it.
I think they want to get them individual.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Visual, my man.
Well, then certainly let me get out.
Thank you.
How you doing, Anthony? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I meant to tell you, we just beat King by about 30 the other day.
Oh, no!
I had to tell you that.
Delete that.
It's on there. I know.
How many did you drop?
I had like 15. I didn't have a whole lot.
Oh, okay. Y'all won. That's it.
Actually, that game, 8 assists, 10 boards. I was close.
I know you. Dang.
I was close to the triple double.
Really?
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you, man.
Everybody got good.
This is a good squad right here, boy. Y'all got a squad.
LMU, man. LMU.
Good. Good, bro. How you doing?
I love White Man Can't Jump. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Really?
My dad always watches it.
Oh, thank you, man. That was fun.
Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure meeting you. You too. All right, bro.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Go back to that one.
Okay. There, you better get over here. Here comes Glover. Nice meeting all you guys, man. Good luck tomorrow. Hey. Sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. Coach Glover.
Give me a couple movies in a couple years.
Okay. Let me know.
Let you know.
Okay. Mr. Glover.
Man, I didn't know you were that big time. Man.
Oh, shit. I'm just, I just love this game, love what I'm doing.
Now, was your dad a King graduate?
He is a King graduate. He's a Bristol native.
He lives
too.
Really?
Yeah.
What
so,
is his name?
Craig Glover. You know Jack
okay.
Glover?
Yeah.
That's my
Okay.
or great uncle.
Great student. I mean, great student.
Yeah.
And his sister, but she didn't go to King. Carrie didn't.
She didn't. No, Carrie went to
Bristol High, right?
She went to Tennessee High, yeah, and she went to Memphis, and then she went to East Tennessee State.
Yeah, that's right.
ETSU.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually, when I actually transferred from Aiken after my freshman year, and King recruited me very hard. Yeah.
Very hard.
Very hard.
You didn't want to come play for Coach Pitts?
I wanted to go junior college. I was trying to level up.
Okay.
This is who I want to see right here. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm gonna stop at the game.
For sure. Great to see you.
Hey, this is
You
who
know
I
what?
want.
Good luck to you guys.
After I looked at everything, I said, that's where I go home, man. Because I was pumped until I seen everything. That's where I go.
You know what's funny? I played with you in New York. This is years ago. There's no way you're gonna remember, but I got you.
Yeah.
I just remember just playing against you. I was like, everybody was like, they thought, oh man, I could take him. I'm like, you gotta be out of your mind. You must be doing something that I never heard of.
Yeah.
But
no. Like, we both
Charlie
had-
got clean ears.
Well, we both had successful careers.
Yes,
You
yes.
know what I
And
mean?
you know
Thank
what?
God.
I think that's why the first thing I did,
I heard
I
you.
thank God.
I heard
Because
you.
nobody would be here.
Exactly.
And then our moms.
Hey, very, very big part. You know what I mean?
So what I was telling you, I'm, and this is Jim. He's with my production company. We work together.
Okay.
So I document everything.
How you doing, Jim?
and this is Mr. Hicks. He's at King University.
Hey.
How you doing, Mr. Hicks?
Doing well, doing well.
All right.
So what I would love to, when you have time, and I don't know if you have time now to say a couple of things. Okay, I just wanted to talk to you about the game. What do you think about? I mean, just impromptu. What do you? Oh, what do you think about? Why do you think there's not much playground basketball as much as it was? It used to be, like in the 70s and 80s.
I believe right now, because I just addressed that with kids in Philadelphia, because I do a lot of community work myself.
I know.
And I believe it's because of the drugs and all the situations that go on. A lot of these kids, they see the guys with the big cars and all that, and the big fat wallets. All that, and so they're glorified by that. They're not even glorified by dribbling the basketball no more and being in the bar. So it's became, it's not even an each one teach one thing no more, where you can just, like, try to teach a kid, like, look, you should do this here, this will help you out. Blah, blah. They don't want to hear that no more.
No.
All they want to hear is the fast dollar.
Or that and one stuff.
That
kind of destroyed the game.
Yeah.
Not destroyed the game, but it put mixed messages to the ball players trying to find the basic skills.
Yeah, to what it was really about.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think the game's headed? Where do you think it's going to go?
Well, I think
Europe
the game,
or
the game's headed. The sky's the limit, for
Right.
the game. I mean,
Right.
look, going to China, you're going all over the world, India, everywhere. So, I mean,
That's true.
The game is global.
Just no defense like it used to be.
No, well, the defense is another thing, you know what I mean? So the thing is, nobody wants to see defense all the time. They want to see scoring. It's like in football, if you don't score touchdowns,
it's boring.
Yeah, it gets
to
boring.
people, yeah.
So you got to bring that excitement in there, and that's the most important part.
That is.
Yeah.
The small. I used to hate the term small colleges.
Yeah.
I hated that term.
Yeah, you're right. Look, all of the guys, a lot of people that went to small colleges, not because say that you didn't have the talent. Guys had the talent to play in the NCAA, but some people, your grades wasn't good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some guys just want, it was something that just set them back there. You heard the names, Earl and Pearl, all the names. Yeah, everybody, the Dick Bun, everybody who played.
Grant.
Yeah, we have the talent. Just good as the NCAA did. So, and when we played them, we give them what they need.
Yeah,
so,
I know it. But they wanted they only did exhibition games back in the day. They wouldn't really they didn't want it to be on the record.
Yeah.
They knew y'all. Yeah. I mean, if you'd have played against Duke, you'd have killed Duke or UCLA or.
Well, see, David Thompson and
killed
those guys was back in my time.
David Brenneman.
And we all, would play during our college days, go to each other's school.
Right.
And we know that we all get it in. So everybody
David
knew
had
each other.
mad respect for you.
No, David's a great guy.
He is, man.
He's a great guy. He did his thing.
Well, he did. And they said he's 6'4". I was like, he's about 6'3".
Yeah, but his arms was about 6'5".
Right. When I visited, you're right. Wingspan. I visited NC State when I was a junior in high school, and I remember going up to the gym first, and I went up there and I saw these handprints way above the rim.
Yeah.
And there was this old janitor right behind going. He goes, "Them's David's." I was like, wow. But
well, I tell you the truth. It was a pleasure and it was a joy and it was definitely a challenge. In this small college basketball. You know what I mean? It was a treat.
The project you did about Dr. J.
Yeah.
God, that was so
Yeah.
funny. That was so funny,
It was-
especially with the cop. Did the cop ever? Did you ever get him? Did Jay ever give him an autograph?
No, what happened was, see, I was riding back down because he had my license plate number because they pulled me
Yeah,
over.
oh, that's
I'm riding down back, going home about like a week later, without Doc.
Right, by yourself.
So the same cop, though, pulled me over, So he pulled me over, and I'm I'm a rookie. I'm still nobody, So he pulled me over. He looks in the car. He's like,
"Where's the Doc?
Where's the Doc?" And I'm just sitting there like, "Oh man, I'm getting ready to get a ticket." You know what I mean? But he said, cool. Yeah, he was cool. He said, "All right, well, look, when the Doc remembers, but I did have to bring the autograph."
Yeah,
I then gave him tickets to the game.
See, I knew you took care of it. I said, if I ever meet World Be Free, I'm gonna ask him that.
Yeah, we took care of anything.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Ball of Confusion is the movie that's getting ready to come out that I directed about the history of the game.
Okay.
And I mean, we go from 1891. We got that footage you see up there.
Yeah.
We have that footage. A lot of that's going to be in the movie. Talking about Fog Allen, and John McClendon being the first black professional coach. And so, I haven't had a chance to let a lot of people see it, but I want to be able to put a clip, like maybe a quick clip of this, what we're just talking about. Maybe when we're talking about Playground with Dr. J, or we're talking about something else, I would love to do that. Who do I need to talk to if I want to get that clip of you and Jay?
Michael Goings.
Michael Goings. And I'll...
with the Sixers, I could say his number on your...
Yeah, because that ain't going to go out. We'll just record that. Michael Goings.
Michael Goings is 215-339-7670.
76.
70.
76.
That's his off.
That's wild. That's wild. How long you gonna be here?
I'm leaving out tomorrow. My wife want to meet you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Y'all, you have any children?
4.
Boys?
2 boys, 2 girls.
Are they any hoopers?
They're old now. They got their own kids.
But did they? Were they?
They started trying to go do some, But
well, how they gonna follow you?
But the girl,
there was no pressure there.
They tried. Chris,
let's go meet. Hi. World Be Free, man. It's World Be Free.
Yeah, it would be nice if you guys all get a
you saw what's going on and everything that he was there. I was telling that when I first saw you, I was like, I wonder when I see his face. You know what I mean? But then I said, yeah, all right. You know what I mean?
So I didn't expect that. I was like, I can't believe I'm crying like a baby. Like,
no,
oh,
hey, you was coming from the heart.
It was only from that. I wasn't expecting that.
You came from the heart.
Damn, it hit
That was
me.
beautiful. It was nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
Very
let
well
me.
deserved.
I couldn't even speak.
Yeah.
I speak for a living.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I was like, why are you? I was like, quick. You saw me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway.
I was about like, let it go. Let
Yeah,
it go.
I heard you. I heard you, and I did. I tried.
There you go. There you go. You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
I'm so glad I got to meet you before you left, man.
My brother.
Please, and I'd like to, Jim, we get a picture too, won't we?
Yeah. Listen, don't forget about me either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jim's gonna want a picture.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Were you taking a steal from that?
Yeah, I'm taking a video.
So the idea is when they announce you, when they initially begin a trip, I'll kind of give you a quick walk to half court to the center court logo. And the intent would be to kind of initially face this way, kind of wave to them, but ultimately turn this way because the camera's there. We're going alphabetical order just like we did last night by last name. Once you're out there, the intent is to stay out there until everybody is announced. So eventually we'll have all 7, and then everybody will say, in essence, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2019, everybody clap and cheer. They can come on back, and you got to
Face the north, south, rim to rim.
Well, eventually you're going to kind of go around the top of the circle, so that sort of on the black line around the logo, if you will. So you're eventually facing this way because there's a camera. But initially, we don't necessarily need to ignore the other folks over here. Just kind of wave to them as you're going out or get there, and then ultimately turn and face this direction. Call your name.
regular routine. There's a couple folks over there that we might need to get. I'm not the first guy. In that, yeah, we need a couple folks from that section. You're right.
I am. Can I get a picture with all you guys before y'all go? I know everybody's leaving.
Yeah, I want to get that
This is my only chance to get everybody.
Of course. John, if you get in there, you want to be in the picture?
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I guess you can. Is that okay? Oh, now you thought of that right now.
All right, everybody smile. All right, we're good. And video camera.
All right.
Yeah. We got the guys.
That's it. Hey.
Watch, don't trip.
All right.
He's a Desert Storm guy. He don't trip. Good show.
I thought for sure he was.
Thank you, guys.
That would have been good.
This ain't the last time we see you guys. Thank you.
Really appreciate what they said. Keep doing the good stuff.
Use my word now. You know I am. You know I am because I said. You know what I said?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's what I said. Wow. That's what I'm at right here.
Thanks.
And, okay. And.
Of course, my man.
John.
Or do you guys were talking with my mom or anything?
Oh my God, your mom is so cool, man. I know, right?
I didn't see him play. I didn't see him play.
But I saw him.
I saw him play.
Yeah, I played against him. We played against him.
Oh yeah. I was telling everybody, like, I'm the only one that has some YouTube.
Yeah, because they didn't have that.
I can only imagine, how much cool stuff that is. That technology.
If you go to YouTube, you can find me doing Soldier Boy.
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I didn't know they were filming it. I was doing it for my daughter. I was trying to show my daughter. I ain't that hard. I'll do some of that. Some guy was RSID.
That's what I saw on TV.
Wow.
You gotta watch what you do.
Be careful what you do.
That was
yes.
to do it.
You do me a favor.
Yes, absolutely.
My granddaughter.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah,
right here. Come on.
It was
Where you going?
Oh, you going? Really being.
Oh, that's her up there?
Yeah.
We got it.
All right, guys, let me get a picture. Larry, get back in there.
John.
All right, ready, one. Get in there. Who else in there?
You want us all in here? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I want to get a good one. I just had Go do your thing. Love you guys. I'll see you.
You taking off?
I will after, right after before you guys.
Yeah, make it work, make it work. Do it. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
In each concourse of the Civic Arena.
He's gonna catch him as they come out like that. Isn't that great? We could have that. Yes. Oh, well, yeah. We're gonna get that way you don't have to work because you're gonna get there. Exactly. You remember a guy named Charles Slappy? He was a 6'9" guard. Yeah, that was who I had to guard. Yeah. Well, he had to guard me though.
Obviously, based on what we know, we didn't do a very good job. A better job on him than both. That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night's college basketball, 12 members of the Hall of Fame, class of 2019, consist of 12 inductees. Of those inductees, 7 are living and 5 are deceased. We are fortunate that all 7 living inductees are here with us today. Here with us today to represent the Hall of Fame class of 2019 are World Be Free! Yeah! Michael Hartford! Yeah! Larry Hughes! Coach Danny Miles! Coach Bo Ryan, and John Smith. World B3 led Guilford to the NAIA National Championship in the tournament in 1973. World B3 scored 2,006 points over a 3-year collegiate career in just 85 games for a career average of 23.6 points per game. He was a 2-time NAIA All-American and was inducted into Guilford and NAIA Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court for Guilford College, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, World B3. Michael Harper led North Park to 3 consecutive NCAA Division III National Championships in 1978, 79, and 80, and was named the National Tournament's Most Outstanding Player in 78 and 79. He also was named the Most Outstanding Player in the CCIW, also in those 3 seasons, and NCAA Division III All-American in 79 and 80. North Park's overall win-loss record during his 3 years was 83-10, and included wins against several D1 and D2 teams. For his career, he scored 1,180 points and grabbed 1,184 rebounds, which is still the school record. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from North Park, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, Michael Harper. Larry Humes led Evansville to back-to-back NCAA College Division National Championships in 1964 and 65. He was a 2-time Associated Press Little College All-American, a 2-time United Press International Small College All-American, and a 2-time member of the NCAA College Division Championship All-Tournament team. Humes still holds the record for the most points scored in a career in Evansville history with 2,236. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from Evansville, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, Larry Humes. Danny Miles was the coach at Oregon Tech for 45 years and led the Hustlin' Owls to 3 NAIA Division II National Championships, winning it all in 2004, 2008, and 2012. Coach Miles led Oregon Tech to 1,040 wins during his career. That's a 70% winning percentage. He was named NAIA National Coach of the Year in 04 and 08, and NABC Coach of the Year in 2012. Coach Miles has been elected to the Hall of Fame at Medford High, the City of Medford Sports Hall of Fame, State of Oregon Sports Hall of Fame, and the NAIA National Hall of Fame, along with the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from Oregon Tech, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Danny Miles. Mel Peterson was a 3-time All-American at Wheaton. As just a freshman, he was named Most Outstanding Player of the 1957 NCAA Men's College Division Basketball Tournament, leading the Crusaders to a 28-1 record and the inaugural NCAA College Division Championship. Peterson averaged 22 points and 15 rebounds over his career and still holds the Wheaton record for points per game, career points, field goals made, and career rebounds. He finished with 2,522 points and 1,700 rebounds and was drafted by the Detroit Pistons. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from Wheaton, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, Mel Peterson. Bo Ryan served as the head coach of Wisconsin Platteville from 1984 to 1999, where his teams posted an overall record of 352 and 76. That's an 82% winning percentage. He guided the Pioneers to 4 NCAA Division III National Championships, winning the title in 91, 95, 98, and 99. Those 95 and 98 titleists posted 31-0 and 30-0 records respectively, only the second and third time that feat has been accomplished in D3 history. During his tenure, UW Platteville was the winningest NCAA men's basketball program of the 90s among all divisions of the NCAA with an astounding 266 and 26 record. That's good for a remarkable 90% winning percentage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from Wisconsin Platteville, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Bo Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, John Smith led Winona State to 3 consecutive NC Division II National Championship games, winning it all in 2006 and 2008. Smith helped lead Winona State to an NC Division II record 56-game winning streak, and the Warriors had a remarkable 105-6 record during his final 3 seasons. Along the way, he became one of the most decorated players in NC Division II history, as he was named the NSIC Player of the Year, the Region Player of the Year, and the NCAA Division II Player of the Year in both 2007 and 2008. Smith finished his career as Winona State's record holder for career points, field goals made, free throws made, and games played. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court from Winona State, Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame inductee, John Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in one more round of applause for the Small College Basketball National Hall of Fame class of 2019. World Be Free! Michael Harper, Larry Hughes, Coach Danny Miles, Mel Peterson, Coach Bo Ryan, and John Smith. Gentlemen, congratulations on this outstanding accomplishment. MB Bank, I like that. Welcome. Small College Basketball back at St. Joseph. Commercial banking and consumer banking. And asset management individuals.
There you go. I'm not going to move.
UMB Bank St. Joseph focuses on creating customer experience that is more than 2 locations.
The thing about it is we met in the hall.
It's about our 2 locations in St. Joe. Find us on the web at UMB.com. This is Golden Corral.
Hold the ball again. I want to see what today.
Say what? We'll call John.
Right after halftime, as soon as they clear the court, it's yeah. I got on a little bit of a roll with my Silk Kozark stuff on this one, so it's going to be a lengthy one. So my thought is maybe we just give it as they start reading. Literally, they got like 7 or 8 paragraphs. Maybe we just give it a moment. So,
Yeah.
So you're not just standing there.
Yeah, I don't want to
the whole
stand
time.
there.
That's all right.
I don't want to stand there while they're reading. It's like I'll be there.
How much can you weigh?
Yeah, good.
They got a ball game there. Huh?
It's a great ball game. This point right here is a cool guy.
Which one?
The one he just scored. Oh, I almost scored. You want to follow the shot?
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He's a senior, Anthony. And West Texas A&M. West Texas A&M's make back-to-back Elite Eight.
I just hope I don't make a fool of myself. As long as they don't make me shoot right now. I don't need to shoot. There he is. What's up? Good to see you, bro.
This should be a good one just in general. West Texas A&M's been back-to-back. Josh has turned this program around a big way. They were, when he took over, I think they won 4 games here before helping him get the job.
I've had a feeling you got it.
Yeah, I was in a little bit. I mean, he earned it. But I called
Don't break the camera, John.
Too late. Does that thing have? Does that pick up sound?
Oh yeah. Every bit of it.
Broke the camera.
You were hoping it got broke before it got to you, huh?
All right, y'all.
But both teams are preseason top, depending on what poll you look at, top 10 and top 15 in the country. So they both are going to have good seasons.
God, I wish I could shoot one jump shot. God,
go get your ball.
Get a foul shot. I just want to shoot a foul shot.
Get your ball. Go get your ball. How you going to do that? You want to
just shoot around before they don't know who I am. Just shoot around. They go. That's the guy.
You want a ball? You want a ball, don't you?
I ain't gonna shoot way out here. I'm gonna start out right there. I'm gonna just shoot a little pump shot.
Fans, please direct your attention to the court. Annually, Small College Basketball presents the Larry Smith Award, which is given to the person who has used their opportunity through basketball to ultimately change their life, has given back, and has made a positive impact in our world. Last night, the 2018 Larry Smith Award was presented to Silk Cozart from King University in Tennessee. Cozart attended King College on a basketball scholarship and became a star basketball player. Shortly after college, while trying to pursue a career in the NBA, Cozart suffered a foot injury in the NBA Summer League that ended his dream of playing professional basketball. Afterwards, Cozart pursued his love.
No, it came in, the arena's sold. But the arena's old, but the court is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's a good
After relocating to New York, Cozart continued a successful modeling career, appearing in numerous publications including Vogue, GQ, and Essence. Most famously, Cozart has now appeared in over 20 films and 10 television shows. Famously, he's had prominent roles in major films such as White Men Can't Jump, Blue Chips, Conspiracy Theory, 16 Blocks, Eraser, 3 to Tango, and Eagle Eye. He's also appeared in prominent television shows such as Saved by the Bell, Walker Texas Ranger, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Living Single. Cozart has used his prominent platform to make a positive impact in our society. He's a spokesperson for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, Boys and Girls Clubs of America, the Lupus Foundation of America, the National Tourette Syndrome Association, the National Indian Council, and the National Make-A-Wish Foundation. Cozart is also Director of Entertainment and Education for the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation and is the CEO and co-founder for Cures for Hunger and Cures for Water. Cozart is the Director of Entertainment for the James Naismith International Foundation. He directed and produced Wave for the World, an all-star celebrity video titled Spirit of Life for the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney, Australia. The video won the Prominent Videographer and Aurora Awards, the Telly Award, and the New York Film Festival Bronze Award. Cozart was instrumental in the development of the NBA Entertainment League, in which he was a team captain for 10 years and a 3-time three-point champion. He was also a captain for the Hollywood Knights, a touring celebrity basketball team that raised funds for high schools across the country. Recently, Silk created a scholarship at King University in his mother's name, the Betty Ruth Cozart Annual Scholarship. Silk Cozart, former basketball star at King University in Tennessee, has become a model and a movie star and has used his immense platform to make a positive impact on the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court the 2019 Larry Smith Award winner, Silk Cozart.
Congratulations, man. We're so happy for you, man. We're so happy. Say hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, the world. I'll wave to the world. That's pretty great.
No.
You just don't want to miss.
I ain't taking no shots. Nah. Because if I miss, I'll shoot a layup, man.